Some news just coming in now. The government has won a vote on the welfare reform bill. Our chief political correspondent, Norman Smith, joins us now from Parliament. So the government cracked it, Norman.
Huge relief, I should think, in government circles, because, of course, last week they suffered a series of defeats on employment support allowance, and they just squeaked home tonight on a move to pause the reforms to disability living allowance, which were being pushed by Tanni Grey-Thompson, who joins me now. But the government did give some ground here.
I think the government did give quite a lot of ground. There was certainly an awful lot more detail on the proposals of how they're going to phase in this new personal independence payment, and also more detail on how people are going to be trained to make the assessments. So, I think there has been a shift, although sort of personally it's very disappointing to lose a vote. I still think we're not in the right place where we need to be for the transition to the new benefit. And I don't think we can forget, the government's own figures, up to 500,000 disabled people could lose out under the proposed changes.
The government say if there had been a pause and time taken for an independent review, that would have cost £1.4 billion and therefore simply not possible.
Well, my answer back to that is removing 500,000 disabled people from support would actually push an awful lot of those disabled people into a category where they have more levels of support, which has higher care costs. I think also there's going to be a number of disabled people that won't be able to afford to work anymore, and that has a cost. So there's costs attached, whichever way you look at it. I think what I wanted to do was make sure that we really had that guarantee that the new system we were moving to would be the best that it could possibly be for disabled people. And I know we're in tough times, I know we have to save money, but I don't think we're quite in the right place yet.
There's been a lot of concern from some of the disability charities that removing disability living allowance from, as you say, up to 500,000 people necessarily will push some disabled people into poverty.
It's going to be really tough because disabled people use DLA to pay for transport to get to work, whether it's to contribute towards a car or taxis or to make their home accessible. And the fact that it's a benefit where they can choose how they spend it, it's not a huge amount of money to each individual, but it's that little bit of help that gets them integration in society. And another fear, and many disabled people have, of the new system, is that disabled people will be ghettoised, they'll be locked away, and they won't have the opportunity to integrate into society.
Tanni Grey-Thompson, thanks so much indeed. So there we have it. The government avoids what would have been another very significant defeat on its welfare reform package over moves to pilot some of the changes planned for disability living allowance.
OK, Norman, many thanks.